Welcome back, fellow Nightfarers. Today I have what feels like one of the most powerful Revenant builds in the game. And it kind of started as a meme, and then it grew into a dream. We've all had those before, right? This is a build I teased in a video a few weeks ago in one of my earlier Elden Ring Nightreign build videos, and I'm finally getting around to making it. I just kept getting distracted by other builds, and the holidays came up, of course. But before I go into the build, if you like Souls-like and roguelike games, you like these build videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on this video. If you weren't aware of how the Knight of the Dreadlord works, it's actually a pretty simple thing. The ability status ailment gauges slowly increase attack power, gives you a 4% buff every 10 seconds to your attack power until it maxes out at 10, as long as you have a status ailment gauge filling up or going down on your screen. Once you go 15 seconds without a status ailment gauge on your screen, the buff disappears completely. It does not wind down like the glass necklace does. It's just gone forever. So because of that, this is almost exclusively a Deep and Night build. You can use this in normal gameplay, but in order for it to be fully effective, you're going to need to get a relic that has a madness spell on it. And you're going to have to keep that madness bar going. But once that buff goes up all the way, you have a 45% buff to all your damage. If you're able to work in increasing incantations +2, or affinity damage, or even your preferred elemental type or incantation type for facing the Night Lord you're going up against, you're going to be getting bonkers ridiculous damage. This build itself could have a little bit more damage. I have improved incantations up +2 and a normal one for a total of 15% altogether, and then I have fire attack power up +4. Because this is where I get my poison buildup when below max HP. It's very important you have poison buildup when below max HP to make this build work, so we can have the bar going up. Even though it's not a perfect solution, Elden helps reduce some of the damage from the poison when we're using the relic that powers us up while fighting alongside family. However, you don't want to have constant HP regeneration always running, because then you're going to be less likely to be down below 85% health that you need to for the poison buildup to work. In order to easily get the poison buildup going, because with our total of max of 780 health, we don't want to be taking hits in Deep of Night. We're a glass cannon. By the time you make it to the Night Lord, you're getting one shot most of the time, unless you have good damage negation. So using one of the relics we get from the Revenant's Remembrance, you can easily get expend own HP to fully heal nearby allies when activating your art. And remember, your ultimate art, Immortal March, means you cannot die for 15 seconds. As long as you have that little white sprite inside your body, you do not die. But if you've got poison on you when that sprite's gone, you're going bye-bye. Just a fair warning. I mentioned earlier that Elden is good for negating some of the poison damage, but the real reason I have power up when fighting alongside family is the 10% buff that we get from Frederick over here. 10% buff to our damage brings us up to 159.5. That on top of your Deep and Night buffs. Yeah, if you have really good relics, you can easily be above 200% damage. But yes, I believe we're maxed out because her fist attack is at 35 right now. That deals 828, which is pretty good. And you know, I could be dealing more if I had improved Frenzy Flame incantations or +2, or 2 more improved fire attacks +4. So I went ahead and changed my Deep and Night relics to focus on fire attack, giving me a 12% bonus to all my fire damage. I think earlier I said that Frederick gave us a 10% attack bonus, but I think it's closer to a 12 or 15% bonus, because I went up from 30 to 34. So I must have read wrong. That's what I get for trusting Fextra Life. Either way, with the focusing on fire damage, 900 damage, just from the Deep and Night relics, Dreglord's relic, and the buff that we have going on from Frederick over here. Now I know if you have a bunch of god roll and min-maxed gear that you can actually get way more than that, way more damage than that. But I personally have to question if a lot of Revenant mains aren't running modded relics or save scrubbed files. When I see that they have 6 relics that all have the same school of incantation increased, and a pretty good increase to the element of that school of magic, as well as, on the same relic, a Revenant ability. So when you see someone stacked to the teeth with like all these god-rolled relics and throw in a lightning spear for 5,000 damage, you do have to wonder, is this legit? All we really need to get access to this build is expend own HP to fully heal allies when activating art, as a way to start poison buildup when below max HP, which is a way to build up our attack power with status ailment gauges slowly increase attack power. Just on the conservative side, if all of your Deep in Night relics say increase incantations +2, which is pretty good but not god roll, and you have status ailment gauge slowly increases attack power maxed out, and Frederick running beside you, you're going to be getting about an extra 115% attack power, give or take. That means when you do get good relics like this that say improved incantations, improved dragon cult incantations, or something cool like that has a Revenant ability or improved frenzy flame incantations, though that's not one of the abilities we're going after, or even just a relic that gives us the ability we're going after and some increased faith, you're going to be dealing more damage than this 215 damage. Something like this that gives you affinity attack power +2 and improved fundamentalist incantations would be pretty good if you got a good fundamentalist incantation too. The cool thing about this build is once you get an incantation that inflicts madness upon you, you don't have to run around below 85% health. And if you're going up against a boss who you know is weak to fire, or someone like Libra where you know you have an increased chance to get the madness incantations, then you could definitely just run this build without Deep of Night relics, and you're still getting that 49% bonus to all your damage, which is awesome. And you don't even need to have expending your own HP anymore, which gives you another open slot to maybe add increased Frenzy Flame incantations. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I just took that out and swapped in improved Frenzy Flame incantations for an extra 12% damage. Got some Faith too with my other relics, so that's 15% overall. As long as I keep pounding in those Frenzy Flame incantations and don't let my bar drop down for more than 15 seconds, with this build alone, you're dealing Deep of Night level damage. I'm dealing at least 80% extra damage once the Night Elite Dreadlord is all the way stacked up, as long as I have Frederick out. So just by having the buffs from the 3 relics equipped right now, and my damage capped out, I am dealing 734 from this Frenzied Burst. Which is a lot of damage if you're not playing Deep in Night, let's get real. And just having 1 or 2 things that increase charge incantations would really bring this above and beyond when you're going up against the Night Lord. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you like content like this, please don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel for more awesome content. We really appreciate all the support we can get.